Bonjour. Good morning, French students. This is the first part of Lesson 2. We'll look at the video scène and Part A. This is pages 42 through 45 in your textbook. We're going to start by listening to the video scène.
Bleu. Bleu. Bleu.
Leçon 2. Armel a un nouveau copain. Vidéo-scène. Dans le premier épisode de ce vidéo, nous allons rencontrer Armel et Corinne. Armel et Corinne sont deux copines. Elles ont 15 ans. Elles vont au lycée Berthollet. Cet après-midi, Corinne est à la bibliothèque municipale. Sa copine Armel arrive.
Salut Corinne. Tiens, salut Armel. Ça va?
Oui, ça va. Qu'est-ce que tu fais?
Eh bien, tu vois, je suis en train de préparer mon cours d'histoire. Et toi?
J'ai un rendez-vous.
Avec qui?
Eh bien, avec mon nouveau copain.
Tiens, tu as un nouveau copain? Dis-moi, comment est-il ton copain? Je parie qu'il est blond et grand.
Eh bien non, il n'est pas blond. Il est brun et il n'est pas très grand.
Est-ce qu'il est mignon?
Oui, assez.
Sympa?
Oui, très sympa.
Qui c'est?
Je te l'ai dit, c'est un garçon brun, pas très grand, assez mignon et très sympathique.
Je sais. Mais comment est-ce qu'il s'appelle?
Non, mais dis donc, Corinne, tu es vraiment curieuse aujourd'hui.
Écoute, ne sois pas si mystérieuse.
Excuse-moi, mais je dois partir. Je ne veux pas être en retard à mon rendez-vous.
Armel part pour son mystérieux rendez-vous.
Salut Corinne.
Bon, salut.
Corinne reste à la bibliothèque pour étudier.
All right, let's take a look at what we just listened to. So, kind of working through some translation, we have Armel a un nouveau copain, right? So, Armel has a new boyfriend. Going here. This young woman's name is Claire. It's her who is going to present to you the different video scenes. Listen well to what she says. In the first episode, we are going to meet Armel and Corinne. Armel and Corinne are two friends. They are 15 years old. They go to Berthollet High School in Annecy. This afternoon, Corinne is at the library, the city library. Her friend Armel arrives. Hi, Corinne. Oh, hi, Armel. How are you? Yes, I'm fine. What are you doing? Well, you see, I am busy preparing for my history class. And you? I have a date. With whom? Well, with my new boyfriend. Hey, you have a new boyfriend? Tell me. How is your boyfriend? Kind of meaning like, what's he look like? I hope that he's blonde and tall. Well, no. He's not blonde. He is brunette, and he is not very tall. Is he cute? Yes, rather. Nice? Yes, very nice. Who is it? I already told you. It's a brunette boy, not very tall, rather cute, and very nice. I know. But what is his name? No, hey there, Corinne. You are really curious today. Listen, don't be so mysterious. Excuse me, but I need to leave. I don't want to be late to my date. Armel leaves for her mysterious date. Goodbye, Corinne. Goodbye. It's really too bad you can't watch the videos for these because this unit's videos are rather entertaining. So, again, a little preview of some of what we're going to see in this lesson. We have Corinne reste à la bibliothèque pour étudier. So Corinne stays at the library to study. To be continued. So let's take a look at these comprehension questions. The first one we have Où se passe la scène? Which is asking, where does the scene take place? À la bibliothèque municipale. Okay, so it takes place at the city library. Number 2. Qui sont Armel et Corinne? So who are Armel and Corinne? Ce sont des copines. They are some friends. Number 3. Qu'est-ce qu'Armel annonce à Corinne? What did Armel announce to Corinne? Armel a un nouveau copain. Armel has a new boyfriend. Number 5. Qu'est-ce que Corinne veut ainsi savoir? What does Corinne want to also know? Oh, sorry, I skipped number 4. Number 4 first. Comment est le nouveau copain d'Armel? So, what does Armel's new boyfriend look like? C'est un garçon brun, pas très grand, assez mignon, et très sympathique. So, he's a brunette boy, not very tall, rather cute, and very nice. So, number 5, okay, what does Corinne also want to know? Corinne veut savoir comment il s'appelle. So Corinne wants to know what his name is. And number 6, où va Armel à la fin de la scène? So where is Armel going at the end of the scene? Armel va à son rendez-vous. Armel is going to her date. Right, part A, les expressions avec être. Again, remember that we have previously, you've learned être. It was the very first verb you ever learned. Okay, so right now you should be thinking about what the forms of être are and what être means. Remember, être means to be. It was the first verb you learned because it's the most commonly used verb in French. It's also the most commonly used verb in English. So we have, again, your textbook with the silly little cartoons. We have Grand Concert les Météores. So the meteors, big concert. So again, we have forms of être here. All right, we have som and et and a and sont and et, right? The forms of the verb être. So nous sommes les météores. So they're saying we are the meteors. And we have ils sont super. They are super. Elle est géniale. She is terrific. Vous êtes extraordinaire. You are extraordinary. And then we have this guy in the window here saying, Vous êtes ridicule. You are ridiculous. So it would appear that this concert's taking place outside of someone's house, and this guy here, he's not very happy about it. So review the forms of the verb être to be. S'il vous plaît, répétez je suis, tu es, on est, nous sommes, Vous êtes. Ils sont. Doing the sentences now. S'il vous plaît, répétez. Je suis d'accord. Tu es au lycée. On est au café. Nous sommes à l'heure. Vous êtes en avance. Elles sont en retard. Translating, and for the translation, it might be helpful to glance down at this chart from time to time. So we have Je suis d'accord, which translates as I am in agreement. Tu es au lycée. You are at the high school. And just kind of as a quick little reminder here about O, remember O came from, okay, A plus le. Remember, this is a mandatory contraction in French, that anytime you have an A and a le together, you have to write O instead. So that tells us that this word lycée, right, is a masculine word. Okay. So we have on est au café. One is at the cafe. Nous sommes à l'heure. We are on time. Vous êtes en avance. You are early. And elles sont en retard. They are late. We also have the imperative forms of être that are irregular, and this is new information that you haven't had before. You have learned the imperative before. Remember this imperative, it has kind of three forms, and we use the imperative is used to give commands, advice, and directions. Okay, and so again, just like in English, when we're giving advice, directions, or commands, we don't use subject pronouns. In French, we don't use subject pronouns either with the imperative. Remember with the imperative that there are three forms of the imperative. Okay, so the forms that we see here, this would be the to form. Again, this is the form that we use with one person. That person is younger than us or a member of our family, someone we know well. We have the vous form here. Again, that's the form that we use with a group of people, so talking to a plural you. We also would use this one with adults and people we don't know well to be polite. And then we have the new form of the imperative here. And again, remember the new form translates as let's. And again, if we're using the new form, it's a group of people, so it's more than one person, and you're including yourself in that group. So, s'il vous plaît, répétez soit, soit, soyez, soyez, soyons, soyons. S'il vous plaît, répétez, sois logique, soyez généreux, soyons optimistes. So again, that information is new, okay? It's the imperative forms of the verb être. So we also have some expressions that use être. Again, some of these you've had before, some of them are new. So how to agree with someone, okay? We have être d'accord avec. S'il vous plaît, répétez être d'accord avec. Vous êtes d'accord avec moi. How to say that someone is currently busy doing something. S'il vous plaît, répétez être en train de. Être en train de, and remember infinitive, that's that form of the verb that we would find in a dictionary or in our glossary of our textbook. It's that unconjugated form of the verb. S'il vous plaît, répétez. Nous sommes en train d'étudier. How to say what belongs to someone. Être à and the name of a person or a stress pronoun. S'il vous plaît, répétez être à. Être à. À qui est cette montre? Elle est à Patrick. Elle n'est pas à moi. Remember, we're using elle here because montre is feminine. Really quick review of those stress pronouns. Okay, so if the subject of our sentence is je, the stress pronoun is moi. If the subject of our sentence is tu, the stress pronoun is toi. If the subject of our sentence is il, the stress pronoun is Louis. For elle, it's elle. For nous, it's nous. For vous, it's vous. For il pluriel, it's eux. And for elle pluriel, it's elle. Okay? So again, those stress pronouns were reviewed in the rappel part of your textbook if you need to look back at it to review those. Lastly, we have how to talk about being on time. S'il vous plaît, répétez être à l'heure. Être à l'heure. Être en avance. Être en avance. Être en retard. Être en retard. And these are the only ones here on your page, that this section, that aren't translated for you. So the je suis toujours à l'heure. Remember, toujours means always. So this is saying I am always on time. Mes amis sont souvent en avance. Souvent, often. So my friends are often early. And aujourd'hui, tu es en retard. Today, you are late. So these are expressions that are helpful when you're talking about people and such. All right, a little bit of cultural information that I have. So kind of back here about this town that this takes place in, the Annecy. Okay. So back here they tell us that this is taking place in the city of Annecy. So Annecy is the capital of Haute-Savoie, a beautiful alpine city. Annecy is located at the western tip of Lac d'Annecy. Canals wind in and out of the old part of the city, La Vieille Ville. And then this high school specifically. So Lycée Berthelot is named after Claude Berthelot. He lived from 1748 to 1822. A French chemist who discovered bleach. He was born in Talloires, a small town on Lac d'Annecy. So a little bit of information there. Okay. So again, être, not new. This is a review of a verb that you've learned before. The part of this that's new was the imperative here. Okay. So that's new. Again, of these expressions here, être en train de is kind of new. This être à and these ways to talk about whether you're on time, early, or late are new. You've had the être d'accord before. So your homework is on page 45, exercise 2. again, if you would take a look at your textbook for a moment, please. On page 45, exercise 2, the title of the exercise is Qui est? And it tells us that that translates as whose is it? We have parler. Demandez à qui sont les objets suivants. Un camarade va répondre. Attention, A plus le égale O. A plus les égale O. So the directions are saying that normally this would be a speaking activity, but you're going to write it out. And it says, ask to whom the following objects belong. A classmate is going to answer. Pay attention, so they're reminding you here that a followed by a l has to become o, and an a followed by a le has to become O-A-U-X. Okay, so obviously this is going to come up in this exercise. So the example prompt that they give you is l'appareil photo and then in parentheses Charlotte. So we have à qui est l'appareil photo? À toi? No. Il n'est pas à moi. Il est à Charlotte. So let's take a look at the first line first. The à qui est l'appareil photo. What part of that is going to stay the same every time? You're correct. À qui est stays the same every time. All you're going to do for that one is add whatever object it is you're talking about. And the à toi, that stays the same every time as well. All right, taking a look at the answer. No, il n'est pas à moi. Il est à Charlotte. What part of this stays the same every time? Now be a little bit careful, right? In this first one, because l'appareil photo is masculine, I'm going to use il. But if it was feminine, if I have a feminine object, remember I'm going to use elle. So every single time we're going to have either no il or no elle. N'est pas à moi. And then again, if I used il in the first sentence, then it's going to be il est à. If I used elle, it's going to be elle est à. And then whatever was in parentheses. So if we look at maybe number 7. Number 7 is la moto and ma voisine. So the question for that one is going to be, the first line will be, à qui est la moto? À toi? And because la moto is feminine, when I give my answer, I'm going to have to use elle. So my answer becomes no, elle n'est pas à moi. Elle est à ma voisine. Au revoir. À demain.